So who want to start to read, Josue or Maybelline? Your summary. Maybelline. You want to read yours? You can start then.
The topic was about educational technology.
Yes.
Tech is called. It's because technology is part of teaching, it's part of learning, and that's why we call educational technology. We use technology as a tool, as an aid to reinforce or to um, to help learning, the learner, student, and the teacher too. And when we learn about technology, education technology, we also have to learn about concept and definition. And the concept is fair. What is technology? We need to be so familiar with that definition. And we talk about
very good.
Technology. It refers to to
all the tools that we can use.
Yeah.
Materials.
The tools, yeah, machine, all the hardware. It's a complex to define, but we can call this. It can be so. You can also embrace the system, methods, organization, technique, all the tools that appears the modern tool. We also know we have to use those machines. It's all they are technology.
Okay.
What we use
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay. Thank you very much, Josue. Thank you for your presentation. Madeline, what do you have there about your summary from last week? You can read what you have there. Thank you very much, Josue.
Teacher, I want to add something.
One moment, teacher.
Teacher, I want to add something. I forgot to say.
Tell me.
Can I teach? Well, teacher, I want to clarify one thing. I wasn't familiar with the word e-learning. E-learning for me is what e-learning means. Electronic learning.
Okay.
It's different from the normal learning.
Good morning. Good morning, Dayelis. Okay.
What we are doing here is
Thank you very much, Josue.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Josue. Madeline Martinez. Daiseli, good morning. Do you have already done your summary from last week?
Morning, teacher.
Morning. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. You ready with your summary?
Yes.
Madeline, you are ready? I don't know if Madeline want to start. Who want to start? Madeline.
Yes.
And you can start.
Yes.
Okay, start then.
Okay. Topic educational technology. Main ideas. The word. Okay. The word technology comes from the Greek technique, which means graph art. The education technology. It is also useful to promote student learning. It can also refer to material objects for use by humanity. Also includes the development of human capacity. The technology is the theory and practice of the same development, use, management, and evaluation of process for learning in Mexico. Technical education is is known as a discipline with the education task and also a sociality activity. Focus of family raising students with the practice about the basic technology of humans in order to provide great literacy in the use of the technologies.
Okay. Very good. Excellent. Thank you very much. Marisela Zapata. Thank you. Okay.
My ideas. Educational technology is the student and the ethical practice of the facilitating and learning what in learning and improved and performance through the creation and use of process management and appropriate technology resource. Uh, their educational technology often associated with the theory of instruction is the theory and practice and of design and process education and learning resource. The system used in the development process is human capacity is a set of tools that can be useful for teaching learning to students.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Gabriela Morales. Okay, I have here Daisy Zapata, Gabriela Morales, Josué. Okay, Magdalene. I know that Gabriela was not the last week with us. Do you want to say something, Gabriela? Gabriela Morales? Okay, people, let's continue. The topic for today is theory related to educational technology. Do you can see my screen?
Yes.
Josué, do you can see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
Theory related to educational technology. We have behaviorism from Skinner contribution. We have cognitivism and constructivism. Okay. We're going to try to explain at least this theoretical framework was developed in the early of 20th century with the animals learning experiment of Ivan Palou, Edward Tardodike, Edward C. Tolman, Clark, Hope, B. Skinner, and many others. Okay, the other one is the same one is the behaviorism. The behaviorism have to be with the instruction reward for the learners. You can give the learner feedback. Okay, also the students. Students will have to be programmed as a line, sequence form, branches, and answer. You can ask questions and they have to answer, okay? They say many psychologists use this theory to describe an experiment that is the parallel to human learning. While it's still very useful, this philosophy of learning has a lost favor with the many education, okay? This has to be with the how students behave as a learners, okay? The other one is Skinner's contribution. Skinner wrote extensively on improvement of teaching based on his functional analysis of verbal behavior. He wrote The Technology of Teaching, an attempt to dispel the myth underlying contemporary education as well as promote his system is guided programmed instruction. As we said before, it's as like a sequencing. Okay, have to be with the learner should be active as an example, and we have to give the learner feedback when we teaching. Okay. The other one is self-pacing. We have to remember that the student have their own learning. Okay. Okay, we have phrases. Odin Linsley also developed the acceleration learning system, similarly based on the behavior analysis, but quite different from Killer and Skinner models. Okay. Okay. Do you have any question about behaviorism? Josué, Gabriela, Madeleine, Daiseli Zapata?
No, teacher.
No? Okay. Let's continue then. We have cognitivism. Okay, they say cognitive science has changes on how educators view learning since the very early beginning of the cognitive revolution of the 60s and 70s. Learning theory has undergone a great deal of change. Much of the empirical framework of behaviorism was retained even though a new paradigm and had begun. Okay, let me see something. Okay, the cognitive part have to do with recalling. When we say recalling is what? We have to use there. They have to use the language. You have to use the memory as a human processes, okay? They have here, cognitive theory look beyond behavior to explain brain's basis of learning. Cognitivists consider how human memory work and promote learning. Okay, have to be with your memory, people. What you can recall. Also, if you can give information that what you already learned, okay? If you can try to explain what you already know or what you are learning, okay? You can use also your visualization to remember, okay, what you already done in your learning, okay? Okay, the other one is number 3, cognitivism. We have after memory theory, like the Atkinson-Griffin memory, modern and badly working memory, and modern work established a theoretical framework in a cognitive psychology. New cognitive framework of learning began to emerge during the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Okay, that is about our mind, people. What we can remember about our environment, also what we sensory input. We have environment input and sensory input. Environment input has to be with what you have around that involve your learning. Also sensory input, we have your sight, also what you can see, what you can listen, okay? We have your maintains your short term of memory or long term of memory. Some people have short memory and someone have long memory, okay? Zapata, what do you think? You have short memory or long memory?
Short memory.
Short memory, okay, very good. Gabriela?
Hello, good morning,
Do you
Professor.
Good morning, my dear. Hello. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Do you think if you have short memory or long memory?
Okay. And for me, it depends. I
That's why
consider that I have long-term memory in some occasions,
okay.
but for yes, for another thing, I have term memory.
Okay. Very good. Okay, thank you very much. Josue, hello. You are not sleeping today. Josue?
Okay, I agree with my classmates. It depends on
Okay.
the kind. It depends on the kind of information because some information are useful, and we try to put our brain remember that forever. And that in that occasion we use long-term memory. But there are unuseful things or information that we don't like to remember a lot, so we use short memory and forgot forever. That for me
Ah,
depends.
that's why Gabriela says depend on what you want to like remember. It's something positive, you maybe you want to remember, but it's negative, you say like, wow, not. Okay. Oh, excellent. Very good. Madeline, do you think that you have short memory or long memory?
I short memory.
Yes, really? Oh my goodness. Okay, we forgot. Okay, I haven't. Let me see. We have more. Cognitivism. It is important to know that computer science and information technology have had a major influence of cognitive science theory. The cognitive concept of working memory, okay, formerly known as short-term memory, and a long-term memory have been facilitated by research and technology from the field of computer science. Very easier. Computer, you can remember most of the things. So, okay, we have here an example working your memory. We have focuses in your ears. Okay, when you pay attention, it can affect maybe school performance and IQ. We have memory, temporary memory. Also, we have strengthened through exercises as a working memories. Okay, do you can see there? How do
Mhm.
you manipulate information through a visual and auditory channels, for example? Okay, we as, for example, as a teachers, you have many students, also you're teaching something, and they have to like listen. Because if they listen, the most they listen, okay, they can produce, okay? When we focus on attention, paying attention to something or someone, what is the effect? You learn or you are not learning. When you're listening
Yeah.
and focusing on something. Josue, do you can tell me something?
What's your question now?
Okay, if you're listening on something, also you focuses, okay,
Hmm.
using your memory, If you're paying attention, what is the result?
Okay, the result teacher is the learning, effective learning, because there is a focus,
Uh-huh.
attention, and when the more we focus, the more we retain the information, and the result is learning.
Recall.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent, Josue. Very good. Gabriela? Okay, we use our, well, how we manipulate information when we're using, okay, we are listening, also focusing on attention.
Okay. Listening and focuses attention.
Yes. Yeah, very good.
Okay. I think that can represent uh, a good can be a good learning because
Mm-hmm.
when you pay attention to something or so many lessons, for example,
Right.
you are uh, you are um,
Using your
giving all.
IQ. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, very good. We're recalling. Okay, thank you very much, Gabby. Maydene Martinez and Daiselis Zapata. Daiselis? Okay, Noam Chomsky. Another major influence on the field of cognitive science is Noam Chomsky. Today, we researchers are concentrating on a topic like cognitive load and information processing theory. In addition, psychology as applied to media is easily a measure in a studying behavior. The area of media psychology is both cognitive and affective and is central to understanding educational technology. Okay, we have here an example, the use of the language, also the use of the memory, and use of the process of learning. Okay, that is mind building and learning. Okay, thank you very much of this. Okay, let's continue here with constructivism. Constructivism is learning theory of educational philosophy that many educators began to consider in the 90s. One of the primary tenet of this philosophy is that learners construct their own meaning from new information as they interact with really or other with different perspectives. What we mean about that? Okay, as a teacher and a students, teacher give the student the problem and they try to create their own method of measuring. Okay, people? They create their own learning. Okay, let's see this one. Constructivism. Learning environment. Okay, because you have to be with the environment when they are creating something. Also requires students to use their prior knowledge and experience to formulate new related and or adaptive concept in learning. Under this framework, the role of the teacher becomes that facilitator, like right now I'm doing, providing a guidance so that learner can construct their own knowledge. So you see, constructivism educator must make sure that the pure learning experience are appropriate and related to concept and being taught. People, we have to be with your constructivism have to be with your or your use your mind to build your own learning. Okay? Gabriela or Daiseli Zapata, do you have to have something to say about it, constructivism? Josué?
Okay, teacher, but this building, like it says theory, we use what we
Uh-huh.
know already and we formulate new things. We use that because some information that we know can be useful to apply to the new learning. And
Uh-huh.
together we construct and we formulate things beautiful. We construct learning, we create formula, everything what we want. And that is amazing because we know we use that information where we get from the teacher and
Uh-huh.
mix with the new ones. That is that is constructivism and that
It's
I
very
like
interesting,
it.
okay? Uh-huh.
Yeah,
For example, if I want to learn English and I try and look for my own learning, okay? Also, as an example, if I want to like learn the language, I use like YouTube, for example, listening to music and things like that. I create my own learning, okay? Uh-huh. Okay, thank you very much. Gabriela, do you want to say something? Thank you, Josue. Maydeli Martinez? Maydelen? People, if you have the model here, also you can read what you have there, okay? Because I need your participation here. Okay, constructivism. We have more here. They say Hannah said 1997. They suggest a well-structured learning environment are useful for novice learner. Okay, very good. That's what I said before. And that I will structure environment are only useful for more advanced learners. Educator utilizing technology when teaching with a constructivism perspective should choose technology that reinforce real learning, perhaps in a problem-solving environment. Okay, people, let's try to this is a task for next week. Okay, they say, well, the activity is design a conceptual map about theory related to educational technology. And you have to present the conceptual map to the class. For next week, you have going to have this presentation, people. Okay?
Yes, teacher, yes.
You create your conceptual map and you present it to the class. Okay? You can do it also as PowerPoint if you want. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, right now I want you to do at home as a task for right now or as a workshop. What is for you behaviorism? Behaviorism, what is you consider with your own word, what you consider is behaviorism?
It's
You
behavior,
can do
teacher.
it, behavior,
What we do and to learn the behavior. If we take
okay.
positive, if we take positive attitude or we are negative to the learner
Okay.
with the teacher. That's for me a behavior. We don't like a teacher. Oh, it depends on behavior. Can use be
That is how you
useful, but
feel, that is the way how we feel, right?
uh,
Very good, thank you for that. Okay, very good, Josue. Okay, Gabriela?
Okay, I think
People,
that be, behaviorism, it refers to the behavior of the learner, sorry. And also it to talk about
okay.
stimulus and response. And I remember that
Okay.
it also to talk about a classic operandi. Also
Very
refer
good.
to the a- acondicionamiento, acondicioning,
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's all about behavior.
Okay, very good. Okay. Maydelen Martinez and Daiseli Zapata. Gabriela. Gabriela Morales. Gabriela, you're from Puerto Hermoyes?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I think I know you. Okay. Gabriel. Daiseli Zapata. Maydelen Martinez. People, so you can read what you have there in your model. Okay. Daiseli, puedes leer lo que tienes en tu módulo para poder ayudarse, ¿verdad? Si tienen el módulo a mano, pueden leer. ¿Ok? Igual Madeline. Try. Tienen que tratar,
Ajá.
¿verdad?
And
Ok.
the the theoretical framework was developed in the early century with the animal learning experiment of the Ivan Pavlov,
Ajá.
Edward
Ajá.
Thorndike, Edward Tolman, Schiller, Hull, Skinner, and many others. Many psychologists and use these theories to describe an experiment that is parallel to human learning will still very useful. The philosophy of learning have long favored with many educators.
You're trying. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Madeline. No, it's who was speaking? Madeline or Daiselis?
Daiselis.
Okay, Daiselis. Thank you very much, Daiselis. Madeline Martinez. Madeline, hello.
Es que no tengo el módulo.
Oh my God. Why not? Okay, vamos a ver aquí. Okay, cognitive forms. People, what you can tell me about cognitive forms? When we are studying something. Uh-huh.
I just
We are
said
studying
before, teach.
something.
I just
Uh-huh.
said before, it relates to brain, the working memory.
Working memory,
It
excellent. Uh-huh.
how your brain
Work.
capture information, yes, and retain that
And
information.
input. Yeah.
Yeah. It,
Because
but
if you
what
don't have
happens?
input, you cannot have output.
Yeah, input. We need more input. And how brain what does inside our brain? What we can note by sight. That's cool knowledge.
Yeah. Okay, Josue. You are not sleeping today. You are wake up. Josue.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
I'm
Gabriela.
waiting today.
Gabriela.
Here, professor. Okay,
Uh-huh. Cognitive.
the
Uh-huh.
cognitive.
Connect.
Okay,
Nate.
in this theory, it to try to explain all about the how occur the language, the memory, and also the behavior. And so, example, Vygotsky. I remember Vygotsky, Vygotsky
Uh-huh.
with
Okay,
the
okay.
sociocultural theory, and also
Uh-huh. Very
the
good.
more the representative philosopher that is Piaget
Yes.
in this theory that with the sensorimotor, I don't remember, a stage
Something
about
like that.
the sensory stage.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Okay, Gabriela. So indefinitely we have to use our brains, our mind to recall. Okay. Thank you
Yes, yes.
very much, Gaby. Thank you. Excellent. Josué and Gabriela. Daiseli Zapata.
Um, Cognitive science, the chamber on the educator, learning science, the very early begin of the cognitive
Okay.
revolution. Um,
Okay, people.
the the what, what, 19 no 19
You're trying. Okay. Go
18
ahead.
and 1917. Learning theory and underno at great deal time.
Okay. Again, constructivism. Want to say something about constructivism? To be clear, okay? Yeah, we see
Okay, teach.
behavior, cognitive behavior have to be with what you already how do you feel, okay? What you can do with your feelings. And cognitive have to be with your brains. The same way that we behave or the student behave, we can create our planning our sequencing lesson. Okay. Also the cognitive form too, because we have to know how the student what they are learned. That's why I say long memory or short memories. Okay. Other that have influence when we are making our lesson for the student in class. Okay. Cognitivism to close.
This part I describe if we are building a house, and first we need something previous,
Really,
um,
really
and then
knowledge.
start building, adding, and what
Yes.
what
But you construct the building with what you know already, okay? Uh-huh.
yeah,
Okay.
with a new ones, and it grow and grow, and that becomes great. That is constructivism, and we we have a big knowledge at the end that happen. Adding new information to the brain with a previous, mixing that is resulting in building.
Okay, you say with the previous knowledge,
Yeah,
we start to
a new.
construct. Okay, excellent. Yeah, excellent. Also, if someone give you the information to start to construct, but you already know what you have to do, it's okay. It's more fastly, okay? But if you need information to start, it takes more time. It's going to make more time. Okay?
Yes, it's,
That is the
we
process of the
suffer.
learning. Uh-huh. The process of the learning is like that.
Mhm.
Okay? When we are starting something, we have to like, if you have the information, it's okay. But if you don't have it, you have to get it and it's take more time as a process,
Mhm.
okay? Yeah,
Yes.
excellent. Very good. Gabriela, you?
Okay, constructivism
Yes?
is all
Okay.
about uh, through knowledge and
Yes.
building on personal experience. It's all about
Very good.
discovery and experience and try to building the our so example our own sorry own learning.
Okay, very good. Okay, we have this part of the theory in our hand. Good. Thank you very much, Gabriela. A ver, Daiseli Zapata.
Country, country to beach, um, a learning theory,
Ajá.
educational, philosophy, um, in, mhm, um, information,
Information. Okay.
mhm, and
Okay, you got time.
they interact with relay of their with different uh, perspectives.
Okay. And Madeline, she says you don't have the model. Okay. Okay, people. For next week, we have to create and present this task, okay? The class activity. If you have any question, okay, this task you have to make a page, a presentation page to interact more, okay? Está Madeline y Daiseli Zapata, todos en general, ¿verdad? Tienen que hacer una página de presentación. ¿Ves? ¿Ves que yo tengo la mía aquí? Bueno, se la estoy presentando, ¿verdad? Entonces ustedes tienen que hacer la suya. No es que tienen que poner la foto como la puse yo, ¿verdad? Pero tienen que hacer más formal, porque lo que están haciendo es algo formal, ¿verdad? Entonces hacen su página de presentación y presentan su conceptual map. ¿Ok? Ese es para la siguiente clase. Apenas entramos, comienzan a trabajar. Porque hay clases que están todos y hay clases que no están todos, como faltan un montón, ¿verdad? ¿Sí? Entonces arrancamos de una vez la clase. ¿Alguna pregunta? ¿Any question?
All there are four theories. How many theories do we have here in related
All of
to
them.
education?
All of them. This is a conceptual map you have to already do for next week. Okay, I have it here. Wait a moment. Here. Design a conceptual map about theory related to education technology. You can use the three of them. Okay? And present it. Okay, you're going to have two grades. Vas a tener dos evaluaciones ahí. La presentación y el mapa conceptual. ¿Ok?
Yeah.
Ok. ¿Alguna pregunta? Any question? Gaby? Everything clear right now?
Yes, I am clear.
Okay, I know you are clear. Very intelligent. Okay. Madeline Martínez. ¿Todo claro, mami?
Yes, teacher.
Tienes que conseguir el módulo porque ¿cómo vas a hacer las tareas, mi amor? Y las tareas de lo anterior, tienes que tratar de descargar el módulo. ¿Sí? Si no me equivoco, en la plataforma yo la subí en la plataforma.
Ok.
¿Sí? Te descarga, le haga su tarea y suba la tarea, ¿oye? Ok.
Ok.
Así que nos vemos en la siguiente clase.